At the dawn of the First Age, Melkor, the most powerful being in creation, returned to Middle-earth. Now named Morgoth, the Dark Enemy, he descended into the deep places of the world to claim absolute dominion. To anchor his rule, he drove into the Iron Mountains in the far north. Beneath 3 volcanic peaks, he carved out Angband, a vast subterranean fortress and armory designed to be inescapable. Morgoth forged his crown deep within the blast furnaces of this stronghold, a massive, crude ring of spiked iron, a heavy wheel of thunder pulled from the fires of the underworld. The Iron Crown stood as the physical manifestation of his unyielding, tyrannical will over all creation. Into this crude iron, Morgoth set the Silmarils. These 3 flawless gems held the living light of the gods, hallowed by Varda, so that no evil flesh could touch them without suffering agonizing burns. Morgoth violently forced the stolen jewels into the iron claws of his crown, permanently searing his own flesh in the process. Despite the unrelenting agony and the thick, dark smoke perpetually rising from his ruined brow, his pride was absolute. He bound himself to this torment and refused to ever take the crown off. In his desperation to wear the light of the world, he transformed his ultimate symbol of supremacy into an instrument of self-inflicted torture. This diagram illustrates the fatal shift in Morgoth's power. As his influence disperses outward like a root system to corrupt the earth, his central mass weakens. His internal power diminished, locking his spirit into a rigid, immobile square, a single, vulnerable physical body. The iron of the crown, combined with the spiritual weight of the burning jewels, became a crushing burden. It physically bowed the Dark Lord's head as he sat upon his throne. Paralyzed by the sheer weight of the metal and consumed by a paranoid terror of losing the Silmarils, Morgoth never once left the nethermost hall of his fortress. The being who claimed to rule the entire world had become the first true prisoner of his own dungeon. Then came an unthinkable breach. An elf maiden named Luthien infiltrated the deepest throne room and cast a magical sleep over the Dark Lord and his entire court. As the god collapsed, the weight of the Iron Crown caused it to slip from his sagging head and crash to the floor. A mortal man, Beren, stepped forward to exploit this vulnerability. Using a dwarven knife, he pried one of the burning Silmarils directly from its iron socket, but the blade snapped under the pressure of the iron claws. A flying shard sliced open Morgoth's cheek, stirring the god from his slumber. This physical wounding by a mere mortal proved that the absolute supremacy of the Iron Crown was a fragile, pierceable illusion. The First Age culminated in the War of Wrath. The host of Valinor arrived to annihilate Morgoth's forces, shattering mountains and sinking entire continents in the crossfire. During the final siege, the victorious Valar descended into the lowest dungeons of Angband to corner the cowering Dark Lord. They tore the Iron Crown from his head and pried the remaining Silmarils from its grasp, ending his reign. The Valar then delivered a specific punishment. They took the exact crude iron Morgoth forged to signify his mastery and hammered it flat. They reshaped the metal into a heavy iron collar, forced around Morgoth's neck and welded to the inescapable chain known as Angenor. Crippled and collared by his own crown, Morgoth was cast through the door of night into the timeless void. Morgoth's Iron Crown was the raw material for his own eternal damnation, the final link in a chain he began forging